In our effort to take advantage of all things New York has to offer, we consulted 5 experts from the city's beauty counters to see how to apply evening makeup. Colin Robison is here from Laura Mercier to show us how to achieve a flawless face.
Hi, I'm Colin Robison, a resident makeup artist at Saks Fifth Avenue for Laura Mercier. Today we're going to be doing the flawless face on Stacy, which basically starts with our first step on any skin doing a foundation primer. We're going to take just a small amount and do all over the face except the eye area. What the foundation primer will do is keep the skin from absorbing the makeup throughout the day and keep the makeup fresher much longer. It also helps to fill in any slight texture imperfections in the skin, so the skin looks a lot smoother. For Stacy, she likes a much more natural looking face, so we're going to be doing a tinted moisturizer on her, which has an SPF 20. This will give her a very natural look to the skin, but still a little bit of coverage so the skin looks nice and even. We're taking an egg-shaped sponge with very, very small pores. This product will not absorb the makeup, so we can easily spread it around the face. Always start towards the outer edges of the face and work your way in towards the center. It's also a good idea to put your foundation on your hand, and that way you're not using too much of the product, and you can therefore get a nicer, cleaner look to the skin. Anytime you want to build up a little coverage from your product, you just want to slightly stipple it onto the area. We're going where Stacy has a little bit of redness in the cheek area and just building up a little bit of coverage that way with a very small amount of the product. The next product I'm going to use is Secret Camouflage. This product is aloe based and 100% oil free. It can be used to cover any imperfections on the face, always being used after your foundation. What you want to do is take a synthetic brush, it's our Secret Camouflage brush, and pick up your color from both sides of the product. The product itself is very, very concentrated, so you really need to use the back of your hand as a palette and warm the product up. The heat from your hand then makes the product able to spread onto the face. And you can very lightly go anywhere you see any redness, broken capillary, blemish, or anything else that you want to slightly cover. You want to do several thin layers of the product and build up your coverage very slightly. We typically stay away from the eye area just because it's a little bit of a drier texture, too dry for the eye area. And we're going to come in with a much more emollient concealer for the under eye. For the under eye, I'm now switching to the Secret Concealer, which is a much creamier product. Using the same brush and again putting the excess on the back of my hand. We're just going to slightly press the product and lightly brush it under the eye area. If there's any darkness or redness close to the lash line, you also want to bring it up in that area as well. Anytime you're using a creamy product, you always need to set it with a powder. That'll create a bond and therefore give you better longevity from your product and keep it from moving around on the face. I'm using Blur's Secret Brightening Powder to press into Stacy's under eye concealer. The key is, go ahead and look up, to always again press it into your concealer as opposed to brushing it on. When you brush the powder on under the eye, you're basically moving your concealer or even taking it off. So you always want to press with a very flat brush. And we will follow the same process for the face. For the face, I'm using a translucent powder. This powder has absolutely no color to it, so we can use it on any skin tone or depth. It will not change the color of the foundation, but it will only set the foundation as well. I'm using a velour puff as opposed to a brush. The puff allows us to really work the product into the puff very well, therefore making the powder a lot more invisible. So you want to really manipulate your puff and work a small amount in. Kind of fold your puff in half, work the excess out, and we're just going to press it into the foundation. Again, you shouldn't see a powdery residue on the skin. This step gives us much longer longevity from our foundation. Will slightly mattify the skin, but it still allows the skin to have a beautiful glow, which looks a lot more natural. This is also a product that you can use throughout the day to touch up the skin, take a little shine away, and it never builds up layers of color or coverage. And that is Laura Mercier's Flawless Face 4-step system.